What's going on, everybody? Got a video for you today. It is about the comments that Ryan Clark has been making on the Pivot podcast in his response to what Robert Griffin III said, RG3 said, that I did a video on as well, and where RG3 gave his opinion on what he thought of the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark situation. And he gave an opinion that he felt that Angel Reese dislikes or hates Caitlin Clark. And I agree. And guess what? I don't care. And guess what? If Caitlin Clark doesn't like Angel Reese or hates Angel Reese too, I don't care. It is what it is. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. But there are people that seem to have an issue with an opinion where RG3 says, I think she hates Caitlin Clark. And here's the reasons why. One, two, three, four. So what he said was an opinion based on data that he has come up with that has been there going back to LSU, leading into Me Too, then talking about private planes and charters, people watching, and everything is always I'm sorry, cheering when your teammate commits a flagrant foul against her, and the only one on the bench doing that was last season with Kennedy Carter, and then herself tomahawking her over the head. That I don't think means anything, but it is what it is. And now a basic foul, and here is a spaz out, lose my mind, out of control, pulling my shirt out, running around the court for 30, 40 seconds, being held back by teammates, being held back by other teams, being held back by coaches, the held back because you're not going to do shit. And so RG3 gives an opinion. He's entitled to give an opinion. Then there comes a response from this guy, Doc Holliday, who gives his opinion. But we're going to talk about Ryan Clark, who has turned into the certifiable race baiting person that I never thought he would be. He seemed to come across as an eloquent guy, and he tries to paint himself as this intellectual. And I do think the guy is intelligent, but I think he also panders to a community to make himself feel better. Remember, this is the guy who had no problem dogging out Antonio Brown. So if I was to get the opinion from what I saw with the way he speaks about Antonio Brown for many, many times, could I infer that he hates Antonio Brown or highly dislikes him? The answer is yes. That's the reality. And I can infer from what we've seen from Angel Reese involving Caitlin Clark that she does not like her or she hates her. Whatever it is, it's not pleasant. And there's nothing negative about saying it. You're not denigrating anybody when you say it. But I'm going to play the video for you so you hear the whole thing. I'm going to play the entire thing, including the comments from Fred Taylor, because his commentary is important and it needs to open up some eyes as well, who somehow seem to be blinded by the lack of reality. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. We appreciate you. This is Facts Over Feelings here. Thank you all for jumping on Sunday Night Heat last night. It was a great time. 700 plus people in the room. Let's keep it going. Make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Make it the biggest show on Facebook. Sorry, Facebook, YouTube. Hell, it is on Facebook though. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. Make it the biggest show involving this topic. Caitlin Clark, WNBA. Hell, Angel Reese, she's part of the WNBA. She is an important part of the WNBA. Absolutely. I've said it before. They need her to be good. It can't just be one player carrying your whole damn league. But let's get to the video right here.
Freddie T, man, another exciting year. The WNBA started, and even with the Liberty being the champion and Asia Wilson being the MVP, all the talk is about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Yeah, it started off with a bang, man. And I think in any business, you need an amazing storyline. And I believe we have one. Last year, it was the rookies. It was Caitlin. It was Angel Reese. This year, the start of this season, we're back at it, right?
Yeah.
And if I didn't know any better, I would have thought they were trying to promo a fight, right? Because it was just a simple take foul. It was a foul. It wasn't. It was harmless. And I think Angel just got up in frustration at the point that they were down by so much right there in the third quarter. And she got up and she wanted to get a little aggressive. But I believe at the end of the day, we need that in the WNBA. I think that'll draw fans in. But yeah, Angel, you got to take that one, baby. Like, it wasn't even necessary. I think it was a little bit too dramatic. I believe Caitlin handled it like a pro in her press conference. But it's good to see the aggression, the passion from Angel. But yeah, man, welcome to the WNBA. It's back.
Let's stop right there. Very, very simple. I mean, he hit it on the head. He hit it on the head, hammer on the nail. She was getting her ass kicked. She didn't like it. And of course, the person that decided to foul her hard was Caitlin Clark. She doesn't care for Caitlin Clark. And ergo, she decides to lose her mind on Caitlin Clark and act like she's a big, tough girl. When the reality is, I don't think she's all that damn tough. I don't think any of these people are all that tough. I don't think any of these players, I don't think any basketball players are all that. Outside of James Johnson, none of them folks are tough. None of them. Yeah, they all, maybe Isaiah Stewart, they're all fake fighters. They don't want to fight. They want to shove. They want to push. They want to act tough. But that's exactly what it was. Take it on the chin. It was a basic foul. Fred Taylor just said it was a basic foul. Is Fred Taylor now going to be called some names? I'm just wondering, because Fred Taylor is one of the most chill dudes around. Like, everyone who talks about it, Fred Taylor will tell you, if Fred Taylor gets mad, you did something to Fred Taylor, because he doesn't get mad. He is a reserved, low-key guy, which is why when all the stuff popped off with his other podcast with Brandon Marshall, you knew there was something there, because Fred Taylor doesn't get mad. He's a really easygoing dude. And that's from people that I've heard that know him. So Fred Taylor is sitting here telling you this. I hope we don't start hearing people say, "Oh, Fred Taylor, oh, blah, blah, blah," because he told you the truth. I hope you understand this is what the truth is. But now we get Ryan Clark and his blah, 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 blah. You'll get to hear it now.
I mean, I love the fact that the WNBA has this exciting rivalry. And we've talked about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese for so long. I hate the fact that they're always pinned against one another. RG3.
Why do you hate the fact that they're pinned against one another? It's a damn rivalry. That's literally what a rivalry is. Even though it's not really a rivalry, as they don't guard each other. They came out together. They played in the national championship against each other. It's a rivalry, whether you like it or not. And I don't think it's a real rivalry, because outside of the one game, Angel Reese hasn't beaten Caitlin Clark but one time since 2023. So, or her teams have not beaten her since 2023 outside of the one game last season. And they just got beat by 35 points. And they're going to get destroyed probably every game they play this season. I don't expect any of these games with these two teams to be close. They're going to be shellackings. If I'm wrong, then oh well, I'll be wrong and I'll say I'm wrong. But I expect all 5 of those games to be absolute blastings. If you don't pin them against each other, then who's like it's built for TV. So, wow, I mean, you don't have to like it. It is what it is.
Called what Angel Reese did hate. He said you could see the hate on her face for Caitlin Clark.
You could see the hate. You could see she looked like she was deranged. Go look at her face, Ryan Clark. She looked like she wanted to end someone's life in her eyes. Yes, we can look at people's eyes, just like they do in courts of law when they look in the eyes of people that have committed crimes, and they say, "Oh man, he has cold eyes. He looks like he's seeing right through you." Like, it's said all the time, but now all of a sudden you can't say it about Angel Reese and the way she's looking at Caitlin Clark. There's photos of her, still shots of her, video of her showing how she's looking at Caitlin Clark. That photo, that still shot of her, is a person that looks like she wants to get at somebody. Now, I don't believe she would have done anything. What are you going to do? Get yourself kicked out? You can get yourself suspended in the first game of the season? What are you going to do? Nothing. But the reality is, there's a history of acts and comments from Angel Reese that directly are against Caitlin Clark. It is what it is. And so someone can infer exactly that. But let's continue.
I'm not really sure when we moved in to being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does.
Do you know Antonio Brown's perspective on life, experience, things that he's gone through? Do you live in his skin? No, you don't. But you sure as hell gave a lot of fucking opinions about that man. Now, you might be right. Because I mean, most of us think that Antonio Brown is slightly unhinged and not an easy person to deal with from what we've seen publicly. He has some issues, no question about it. But the reality is this, Ryan Clark, you have commented about Antonio Brown a lot publicly. In fact, you got into a fight with him, from what I've read, in camp. So, and you've made so many comments about him. Should we infer that you don't like him? I mean, that's what, body language would tell us. Your words have told us. I mean, I know Angel Reese is not going to come up here and say, I hate Caitlin Clark. She's never going to do that. That would be stupid. It'll just confirm everything that we believe, but she's not going to do that. You don't have to have verbal confirmation from somebody who says, I hate or I dislike somebody to know that that person doesn't care for that person. And guess what? If Caitlin Clark doesn't care for Angel Reese, who cares again? Does it matter? No. Is it negative? No.
Does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at
this man just said that Robert Griffin III hates himself. That's what he just said. Understand what he just said. He understands the hate of self. So he hates himself. Why? Well, let's continue.
The play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts. Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on.
Wait. So Caitlin Clark fouling her is competitiveness, not hate. Yeah, she fouled her. It was a basic ass foul. It's a foul that Shaq experienced 7, 8, 9, 10 times a game when he played in the NBA. It's a foul that LeBron James has experienced 100 times. I've never seen it called a flagrant foul. Never seen hack down on the arm from here to here be called a flagrant foul. But in this case, magically it was. And then all of a sudden, it's that Caitlin Clark's left hand was apparently on Angel Reese's back and just shoved her so hard that it made Angel Reese go flying about 8 feet onto the ground, when the reality is Angel Reese is flopping her fucking ass off. And we all know it. We all know she was flopping. She was looking for something to get pissed off about. She was looking to draw some bullshit. Because you know what a flagrant foul does? It gives you 2 free throws and the ball. So maybe she was baiting, looking for that opportunity. But yeah, we can look at all these things and we can, understand it. Like,
on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain.
Angel Reese said, I'm the villain. Let me repeat it again. There's video evidence, Ryan Clark. Angel Reese has said, I am the villain. I will take on that for my teammates, acting as if she is doing something special for them. She said, I am the villain. Okay? No, don't blame Keith Olbermann. Don't blame Dave Portnoy. And don't say that they're making her the villain. She said, I'm the villain. What did you not see that video? It's on video, bro.
And Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story.
Right.
The one thing we know.
And you want to know what? Go online right now and go look at the comments. There's a section of people that think that Angel Reese is the hero and that Caitlin Clark is the villain and that all of Caitlin Clark's are a bunch of racist lunatics, including the black fans of Caitlin Clark, for which there are millions. Millions. While you have Angel Reese fans going unhinged, talking about going to Chicago and it being on site with threats of violence. Like, Ryan Clark, are you paying attention to anything out there beyond the shit you see handed to you? Come on, bro. Do a little bit of research. Be a little bit diligent in what you're talking about, because this shit is a lot deeper a lot deeper right now. The fan bases of these two players largely are normal, but there are sections of people who are crazy. They're crazy. They will make up something like saying there were monkey sounds being made in the arena. Get out of here, bro. And not being said by people in the building, being said by people who are watching on television.
Know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's ride.
Have you ever had those conversations in your household, Ryan Clark? I mean, I know you're married to a Black woman. I get it. Have you ever had a conversation in your home with your wife asking her, what do Black women go through? Get the fuck out of here, dude. You are a fraud. This type of rhetoric that you're pushing out is bogus because nobody has these conversations. You know who you have conversations with? You have the conversation about your son and doing the right things to make sure that he comes home okay. I've heard you talk about that actually. I don't know if you have a daughter or not, but I damn well know that no one is sitting in their home talking about the plight of the Black woman athlete. Or we're going to go home and we're going to talk about what life is like for the Black athlete. Why does Robert Griffin III, RG3, by the way, I am not a fan of RG3. Why does he have to bring that, have conversation about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark? I talk about this shit literally every fucking day. You know how many times I've talked about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese with my wife in the last year and a half? Maybe a handful of times. And my wife, who doesn't play basketball, has watched the game and said, yo, Angel Reese sucks. My wife is a Black woman. She has eyes. She can see who's good. She can see who's not good. And many people have convinced themselves that Angel Reese is magically good, even though your eyes tell you she's not very good. But stop this fucking bullshit about going home and having conversations. You bringing up this man's wife and his family. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
As an ascension into stardom. No, when you look at it, I think Asia Wilson is the face of the league.
Fuck no, she's not. You're a fucking idiot. I'm so sick of this shit. You think that? You're a fucking idiot. Turn on the motherfucking TV. Did you watch Asia Wilson play on Saturday at 1 p.m.? I'm going to bet a lot of money you didn't. I bet you watched the fucking Indiana-Chicago game at 3:30. I guarantee you did. How many Asia Wilson games are you going to watch this year, Ryan Clark? People don't turn on the TV for Asia Wilson, Ryan Clark. That's inaccurate, Ryan Clark. You're incorrect, Ryan Clark. Who is the face of the NBA right now, Ryan Clark? It's fucking LeBron James. Still. It's still LeBron James. And if you want to make an argument for Steph Curry, then that's your other argument. Because Anthony Edwards and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Giannis and Jokic and Luka, those dudes are not the face of the damn league. People will turn on games to watch LeBron and Steph over everybody. So you want to know who the face of the league is? It's the person who people turn the TV on for. That is the face of the league. That is Caitlin Clark. And you want to know who's second? Angel Reese.
Asia Wilson is the best player in the league.
I disagree with that too. I disagree with that. How many Angel Wilson games have you actually watched? Asia Wilson's the best player too. Have you watched Asia Wilson play? Her game is basic.
League. Caitlin Clark is the most important player.
That's the first smart thing he said. It's correct, but she's also the face of the league. She's the face of the league, the best player in the league, and the most important player in the league. The woman has already done something that in 41 games, what took Courtney Vandersloot 500 to do. 20-10. She has 9 in 41 games. You know how many? Courtney Vandersloot has 10 in like 500 games. Diana Taurasi, largely considered by many the greatest WNBA player, not greatest women's basketball player, the greatest WNBA player of all time. You know how many she has in her 500 games? 9. Caitlin Clark tied her in 41 games. Caitlin Clark will break that record in the next week and a half, more than likely. 2 weeks. She has done things that have never been seen before in the WNBA.
In the
Right.
WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now, if you're
Really? Really? I don't watch Caitlin Clark because she's white. Why don't you ask the average Caitlin Clark fan why they watch Caitlin Clark? And I guarantee you, the first answer will never be that she's white. It'll be that she's fucking amazing. And that's what's so sad is that you sit here and you think that people are watching her play basketball because she's white. Do people watch Luka because he's white? Do people watch Jokic because he's white? Do people watch LeBron as a black person because he's black? Do they watch Steph because he's black? No, we watch basketball players because they're good, because they do amazing shit. I think Anthony Edwards, as a person, is a piece of shit. As a ball player, he's incredible. He's incredible. And realistically, he would be the face of the league if he hadn't done so much dumb shit over the past year and a half. With the pregnancies and then the fucking text messages and getting the girl knocked up and saying abort the baby and all that other bullshit. Bro, that ain't your choice. His mouth is why he ain't the face of the league. Because that dude would be the face of the next face of this league in the NBA. And I watch him because he's amazing. I don't care if the man's black or white. Ask the fans why they watch. Now go ask Angel Reese fans why they love her. You'll probably get the first answer is that she's black because it ain't going to be on her game. I know you went to LSU, Ryan Clark. I know you're glazing Angel Reese, Ryan Clark. I get it. You're protecting your school, your school alum, Ryan Clark. I get it. I understand. You sound ridiculous.
you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You
When
haven't
have
been
you?
able to do that because in both of your
Never, because nobody cares, bro. I watch basketball for hoop. I don't give a darn what their individual plights are. Most people don't give a shit about anyone's individual plight. If Caitlin Clark came from the gutter, I would not give a fuck.
marriages, you've been married to white women.
He questions their marriages now. You've been married to white women. So what, Ryan Clark? Who cares, man?
Haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling.
Robert Griffin III has a black mom, doesn't she? Doesn't he? Ryan Clark. Robert Griffin III has a black mother, right? His mother is a black woman, right? I'm going to confirm this real quick. I'm going to confirm this. Robert Griffin III parents. Let's take a look. I am sure we will find it. Yes, his mama is black. You think he ever had a conversation with his mama about the plight of black women? I'm just curious. You think that man doesn't respect black women? His mama is a black woman. Does he have any siblings? Um, um, let's see here. I don't know if he does or not. Brothers and sisters. Okay, I don't know if he has any brothers and sisters. I can't find any brothers and sisters, but I sure as shit know that his mom is a black woman. Does RG3 have sisters? Oh yeah, he does. He sure as shit does. His sister's a black woman too. Oh wow, ain't that some shit? So he has a sister who's black, a mom who's black. Let's rewind this. So he has no idea what the black woman plight is. By the way, let's go back.
Married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so
Who gives a shit? Again, like I said, does he have a black mom and a black sister? Yeah, he does. You think that maybe he's never had conversation? You don't think he's ever had a conversation with his mother and his sister about this type of topic? I mean, you're really, really judgmental as fuck, bro. You're really passing off an opinion, bro, that you don't know the answer. See, you don't even know. You don't even know, and you're answering a question. You do realize that his children, his daughters, will be black. He has daughters. They are black women. Just because there's a white mama, his daughters are black women.
to me,
Or black
it's just
girls.
another situation that now this young lady has to deal with.
What is she dealing with? What is she? She's the one that got up and fucking looked like a lunatic. If she just gets up like a normal person on a foul or doesn't even fall on the floor, because she didn't have to fall on the floor, what exactly are we talking about right now?
When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. Why are you talking about that man's wife on your podcast? What did she say? Was she speaking on that just because she's sitting in the background? Wow, you're low. See, that's low shit. You're low class shit.
Her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady. I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that.
You think she's more than what? More than a good wife? What is she more than then? I'm just curious because, yeah, I want to know what. Oh, she's more than a white woman who's a good. I don't know. What is she's more than that? More than what?
But it also leads to what Black women deal with a lot from Black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over Black women by denigrating Black women.
How did he denigrate her? Denigrating. You use that word. You know what denigrating is? That means disrespecting and dismissing and being disrespectful to and insulting. What in the world does saying, I think she hates her, have anything to do with denigrating anybody? He didn't criticize her game. He didn't say anything about her other than, I think she hates Caitlin Clark. That is not a denigrating statement by any means. I mean, I've never heard anyone say, oh, I hate you. That's denigrating. Oh, what? And you sitting here, you want to know why? I mean, I can't sit in the shoes of a black man. I'm not a black man. So I don't know why a black man would do what you think he's doing, propping up his white wife. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's caught some fucking flack from people in the community who question his blackness. If you recall, there was an interview he had with Stephen A. Smith where Stephen A. Smith basically questioned his blackness. Yeah. Question his blackness. In fact, he got on with Stephen A. Smith later on, like 10 years later, and actually had a conversation with him about it and said, you made a statement on First Take or Cold Pizza, whatever it was way back when, and you basically questioned my blackness. And from that point on, I spent my life trying to fight back against the question of how black I really am. You can go look it up if you don't believe me. I've listened to it. It's a narrative created. And he actually, I don't remember why he brought that up, but he brought it up. A narrative created by media questioning his blackness. And he has to now fight that question about how black he is. So when he's sitting here talking about Shador Sanders, and we're asking, well, why in the world is he so impassioned about this Shador Sanders deal? Like, why is that happening? And you're like, wait, because we've all been actually mentally brainwashed to believe that Robert Griffin III really only likes white people. And that actually happened because of Stephen A. Smith. And he verified that. He verified. That's why, to me, it was shocking alone when he said, man, he's loving fucking Shador Sanders. And I'm sitting here like, I don't know what he sees, but whatever it is, it is. But my God, let's continue real quick.
I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racist, he'll be no less black than me.
Folks, this is just insanity. Number one, yes, you do need to put them against each other because guess what? It is a rivalry and it's drawing ratings. And that's at the end of the day what it is about. They want to draw ratings. They need ratings for this league. This league is dead without ratings. And you're sitting here, he likes to sound so intellectual at the end with the big words and the SAT words. Bro, he's not racist, stupid. He's not isn't it? I mean, I've heard black people say a lot of times black folks can't be racist. So basically now what you're doing is you're accusing him of being racist without saying it. Okay. Even though we all know that anybody can be racist because racism, anyone can be racist. Like, stop it. Because I've heard that stupid statement before many times. But again, he gave an opinion saying that she hates her. That's all what his opinion was. That's it. And you turn this into, and I turned it into a 30-minute video talking about your dumbass. But my God, every time I hear this guy talk, I used to like listening to Ryan Clark, and the more and more I listen to him, the more it's like nails on chalkboard. It's like nails on chalkboard, bro. It's painful. He thinks he's more intelligent than everybody else. And he tries to, and mind you, remember what Fred Taylor said was a basic ass foul. That Angel Reese turned into something when it didn't need to be in, didn't even need to go there. And that is what Robert Griffin III was talking about. But what's new? Ryan Clark will simp for Angel Reese. Like he simps for everything now. And that's really what we hear all the time from Ryan Clark. I'm used to it. I've gone conditioned to it. And this is my opinion on you, Ryan Clark. So, hey, it is what it is. You can say what you want to say. And we know that's what you're going to keep on doing because you keep on spewing the same fucking rhetoric all the goddamn time. That's all I got. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. This is Rudy's Rant, her way, her game, women's basketball. Come on now.